What if the diet behind Okinawan elders living past 100 wasn't a diet at all, but a centuries-old kitchen practice almost nobody outside Japan ever wrote down? Most people chasing longevity today buy supplements promising results science still can't reproduce, while inflammation and poor gut health keep driving disease rates higher. Long before any of that, Zen Buddhist temples were preparing Shojin Ryori, a meatless cooking tradition built around plants chosen for one purpose: a clear mind and a long life. Okinawan households built their own diet around the same ingredients, producing the highest centenarian rate ever recorded. Researchers at the University of the Ryukyus and Kyoto University have spent years studying why, and their findings keep pointing back to the same short list of foods. This is a list of 10 foods eaten daily inside Buddhist temples and Okinawan homes for generations. Number 4 was measured to lower inflammation markers in a clinical trial. Number 8 is the food Zen monks eat before meditation, for a specific reason. Let's begin. Number 1. Burdock root. The food Zen monks ate before every fast, and the reason is only now being understood by modern science. In 13th century Japanese monasteries, burdock root, known locally as gobo, was sliced thin and simmered slowly before long stretches of zazen meditation, chosen because it kept monks full without making them sluggish during hours of stillness. Temple cooks treated it as a foundation vegetable, the kind every Shojin Ryori kitchen kept in stock through the winter months when fresh produce was scarce. Researchers at Kyoto University found that the inulin inside burdock root feeds specific strains of gut bacteria linked to reduced anxiety and improved focus, the same effect monks may have noticed without ever measuring it. That single compound also supports stable blood sugar, since inulin slows how quickly sugar enters the bloodstream after a meal. Separate analysis has linked burdock's antioxidant content to reduced joint inflammation in older adults. Its fiber content also supports regular digestion, something temple diets relied on heavily given how little meat they contained. Some researchers have also noted a mild diuretic effect from compounds in the root, traditionally used in folk preparations to support kidney function. To use it, slice fresh burdock root thin, simmer it for 15 minutes in lightly salted water, and eat it alongside rice the way temple kitchens have for generations. Zen monks weren't eating this root to live longer. They were eating it to sit still for hours without their stomach distracting them. The longevity came afterward, almost as an accident. Number 2. Miso. The fermented paste that may explain why Japanese gut health research keeps returning to one ingredient. Buddhist temples across Japan have produced their own miso since at least the 8th century, fermenting soybeans with rice or barley in wooden barrels stored beneath the kitchen floor. Monks used it as the base of nearly every meal, since a small amount added deep flavor to dishes that otherwise contained almost no fat or salt. Okinawan households adapted their own version using local rice, and it became a daily staple eaten by nearly every centenarian later studied by researchers. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that regular miso consumption was associated with measurably lower blood pressure, despite its sodium content, an effect researchers linked to its fermentation byproducts. Miso also delivers live bacterial strains that support digestion, a category of probiotics largely absent from a typical Western diet. Its soy isoflavones have been studied for supporting heart health in older adults. Some research has also connected fermented soy intake to lower rates of certain hormone-related cancers. A few studies have additionally linked long-term miso consumption to improved bone density, an effect researchers attribute partly to its vitamin K2 content. To use it, stir 1 tablespoon of miso paste into hot water just below boiling, since true boiling kills the active bacteria, and drink it as a simple soup each morning. Monks didn't ferment soybeans because they understood probiotics. They fermented them because nothing else kept through a temple winter, and the health came bundled in for free. Number 3. Goma tofu, sesame tofu. The dish served at the most formal Zen temple meals, and the reason has nothing to do with taste alone. At temples like Aiheiji in Fukui Prefecture, gomadofu has been prepared for important guests and ceremonial meals since the medieval period, made by grinding whole sesame seeds into a thick paste and setting it with kuzu starch instead of soy. Cooks chose sesame specifically for its density, since a small portion delivered enough calories and protein to sustain a monk through a full afternoon of physical temple work. Researchers studying sesame lignans, specifically sesamin, have found they support liver function by assisting the breakdown of fats during digestion. That same compound class has been linked in animal studies to lower cholesterol absorption in the gut. Sesame also provides a concentrated source of copper and manganese, two minerals tied to bone density in long-term studies of aging populations. Its plant-based fat content supports the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from other dishes served alongside it. Some nutrition researchers have also pointed to sesame's vitamin E content as a contributing factor in skin and vascular health among populations with regular intake. To use it, grind 2 tablespoons of raw sesame seeds into a paste, mix with a small amount of kuzu or cornstarch and water, and gently heat until it sets into a soft custard. Temple cooks treated this as a dish for honored guests. The body apparently agreed, just for different reasons than the kitchen ever intended. Number 4. Konnyaku, the jelly-like root vegetable measured in a clinical trial to lower inflammation markers most people have never heard of. Made from the konjac plant and prepared in Japanese Buddhist kitchens since at least the 17th century, konnyaku was valued because it was almost entirely indigestible starch, meaning monks could eat a full portion without it interrupting a fasting practice in any meaningful caloric sense. Temple records describe it served in thin blocks alongside vegetables during periods of restricted eating tied to specific religious observances. A clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that glucomannan, the primary fiber in konnyaku, reduced C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker, in participants over an 8-week period. That same fiber has been shown to slow gastric emptying, which helps regulate appetite and blood sugar after meals. Separate research has linked glucomannan intake to modest reductions in LDL cholesterol. Its near zero calorie content also makes it unusually effective for maintaining a healthy weight without restricting food volume. Some nutritionists have also pointed to its texture as a practical tool for slowing down eating speed, which independently supports better portion awareness. To use it, slice a block of konnyaku into thin strips, blanch briefly in boiling water to remove its natural odor, then add it to a simmered vegetable dish. Monks ate this to stretch a fast without breaking it. Science now explains why that specific trick worked on the body almost exactly as it worked on the mind. Number 5. Umeboshi, the pickled plum kept in nearly every Japanese pantry, and the reason temple kitchens trusted it long before refrigeration existed. Salted and dried under the summer sun for weeks at a time, umeboshi has been prepared in Japanese households and temple kitchens since at least the Heian period, originally valued for one practical reason: it didn't spoil. Monks carried it on long pilgrimages between temples since a single plum could last for months without any cooling at all. Researchers studying umeboshi's organic acid content, particularly citric acid, have found it supports faster recovery from physical fatigue by assisting the body's processing of lactic acid after exertion. Its naturally high sodium and mineral content also made it useful for replacing electrolytes lost during the long walking pilgrimages monks regularly undertook. Some laboratory studies have linked compounds in umeboshi to reduced bacterial activity in the gut, which may explain its traditional use for settling digestive upset. Its acidity has also been studied for supporting saliva production, which aids early digestion of starch-heavy temple meals. To use it, eat half of one pickled plum with a bowl of plain rice in the morning, the same combination served in temple kitchens for centuries. Monks weren't treating illness with this plum. They were preventing the kind of small daily breakdown that turns into illness later, one bite at a time. Number 6. Kombu. The dried kelp simmered into the broth beneath nearly every shojin ryori dish, and the reason that broth became a foundation rather than a garnish. Temple cooks across coastal Japan have used kombu to make dashi, a clear broth, since at least the medieval period, prized because it added deep, savory flavor without needing any meat or fish at all in a strictly vegetarian kitchen. Monks built entire soups and simmered vegetable dishes on this single ingredient, since one piece of kombu could season several meals before losing its strength. Researchers studying kombu's natural glutamate content have linked it to the umami taste response that increases meal satisfaction without requiring extra salt or fat. Separate studies on kombu's iodine content have connected regular seaweed consumption to healthy thyroid function, particularly relevant in populations with otherwise low iodine intake. Its alginate fiber has also been studied for binding to dietary fat in the gut, modestly reducing fat absorption after meals. Kombu additionally provides a concentrated source of calcium and magnesium rarely found together in plant foods. To use it, soak 1 strip of dried kombu in 4 cups of cold water overnight. Then gently heat it the next morning to make a simple broth base. Temple cooks built flavor without meat because their rules required it. The body, it turns out, never needed the meat to begin with. Number 7. Genmai. Unpolished brown rice. The grain Zen temples chose over white rice for reasons that had nothing to do with taste. While white rice became the preferred grain across most of Japan by the medieval period, strict shojin ryori kitchens often kept genmai in regular rotation, valuing it for being closer to its whole, unprocessed state in line with Buddhist principles about minimal waste and minimal refinement. Temple cooks served it plain, often the only starch at a meal, alongside small portions of vegetables and miso soup. Researchers studying the bran layer retained in brown rice have identified gamma-oryzanol, a compound shown in clinical studies to support healthy cholesterol levels when eaten regularly over several months. That same bran layer slows the release of sugar into the bloodstream compared to white rice, supporting more stable energy throughout a day of physical or meditative work. Brown rice also retains B vitamins, almost entirely stripped from white rice during polishing, vitamins tied to nervous system function. Its fiber content additionally supports the same gut bacteria diversity linked to lower systemic inflammation. To use it, soak brown rice for 30 minutes before cooking to soften the bran, then cook it at a 1:2 ratio with water for roughly 40 minutes. Temple kitchens chose the less refined grain on principle alone. Centuries later, that principle turned out to be the more nutritious choice as well. Number 8. Goya. Bitter melon. The food Zen monks eat before meditation, and the reason is written into the plant itself. Okinawan farmers have grown Goya for centuries in the island's hot, humid climate, and it became a staple in both household meals and temple kitchens that adapted local ingredients into their otherwise mainland shojin ryori traditions. Monks specifically valued its intensely bitter taste before sitting meditation, believing the sharp flavor helped sharpen attention before long, still periods of practice. Researchers at the University of the Ryukyus identified carotene and momordichin, 2 compounds unique to bitter melon, that have been shown in clinical research to lower blood glucose levels by improving how cells absorb sugar from the bloodstream. That blood sugar effect is considered one factor behind Okinawa's historically low rates of type 2 diabetes compared to mainland Japan. Bitter melon also contains a concentrated source of vitamin C, supporting immune function in a climate where infections spread easily. Its fiber content further slows digestion, extending the same blood sugar stability across an entire meal. To use it, slice bitter melon thin. Soak it briefly in salted water to soften its bitterness, then stir-fry it quickly with egg or tofu, the way Okinawan households prepare it daily. Monks used bitterness to wake up the mind before meditation. The blood sugar benefit was simply riding along underneath it the entire time. Number 9. Ukin. Okinawan turmeric, the root some islanders call the reason their grandparents never seemed to slow down. Grown across Okinawa since trade routes connected the islands to mainland Asia centuries ago, ukin was used in both cooking and traditional Okinawan folk medicine long before turmeric became a global health trend. Local healers brewed it into tea for joint pain and fatigue, while household cooks added it to simmered dishes for color and flavor at the same time. Researchers studying curcumin, the primary active compound in turmeric, have published findings in the Journal of Medicinal Food showing it reduces markers of inflammation comparable to certain over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs, without the same digestive side effects. That anti-inflammatory action has also been studied for supporting joint mobility in aging populations, a benefit consistent with how Okinawan elders traditionally used it. Separate laboratory research has linked curcumin to improved blood flow, which may support long-term cardiovascular and brain health. Ukin's natural compounds are also better absorbed by the body when combined with black pepper or a small amount of fat. To use it, simmer half a teaspoon of ground turmeric with a pinch of black pepper in warm milk or broth and drink it once daily. Okinawan elders never called this medicine. They called it dinner, and the medicine happened either way. Number 10. Sencha. The green tea poured before every formal Zen tea ceremony, and the reason monks built an entire ritual around a single cup. Zen temples across Japan have served green tea since at least the 12th century, when the monk Aizai is credited with formalizing tea drinking as part of monastic discipline, valued for keeping monks alert through long hours of seated meditation. The tea ceremony itself developed specific, deliberate movements meant to slow the mind before drinking, treating the act of preparation as part of the practice rather than a separate step. Researchers studying epigallocatechin galat, a catechin found in high concentration in green tea, have linked it to improved attention and working memory in controlled studies measuring cognitive performance after consumption. That same compound has been studied extensively for its antioxidant effect on blood vessels, supporting long-term cardiovascular health with regular consumption. Green tea's modest caffeine content, paired with the amino acid L-theanine, has also been shown to produce calm alertness, rather than the jittery effect associated with coffee. Regular drinkers in long-term population studies have also shown lower rates of age-related cognitive decline. To use it, steep 1 teaspoon of loose sencha leaves in water just below boiling for 90 seconds, no longer, to avoid releasing excess bitterness. Monks didn't drink this tea to feel calm. They drank it to stay sharp, and the calm turned out to be the same thing.